Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sisterhood Empowerment. I am your host, Tina Marie Moreno with Red Couch Talk, and we are very excited because today I will be bringing one of my sisters on to share her journey to have taken her to where she is at today. But first, before we do that, we wanted to share our new t-shirts that we got. Look at, aren't they beautiful? So we're going to be having these on our site. So if you could please be sure to like our page. You're going to see a lot of great updated information on a weekly basis. We are working really hard to bring you some valuable information. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring my sisters on. Jennifer Puglisi, please join me.
Hi, Tina Marie. How are you?
I am good. How about you?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling today?
Amazing.
Great.
Amazing, blessed, ready,
Good.
happy.
Oh, happy is always a good thing.
All of those things, yes.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and bring on our other sister, Maria Vera.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you, ladies?
Doing great.
Yes, happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
I love the purple.
I know. Wait till we're all on screen. It's going to look beautiful. Aren't our shirts nice?
Yes.
I love the color. Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead and bring on Linda.
Hi guys.
Hi, Linda.
Hello. Thank you, Tina, for having us here again. I'm so excited about today. I'm listening to Jennifer's story.
Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
Hello. Let's get this going.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Let's go ahead and bring on Aurelia.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
I'm so glad to be here. Oh my God. Thank you so much for these beautiful shirts. I'm loving it. I'm loving the colors. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
They look beautiful.
Thank you.
And now let's go ahead and bring on Olivia.
Hi everyone, how are you guys
Hi,
doing?
Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
I'm happy to be here. I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Excellent.
Very well.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Great, awesome.
Look at, now everybody has the purple shirts.
Yes.
I wasn't wearing mine, obviously, because I wanted to display it. But
That's right. I didn't even notice because you're wearing purple, so it
I
worked.
had to, because I was practicing earlier. I thought if I stood up, it was not going to be a good view from behind. So,
Right.
yeah. So, Jennifer, are you ready to get started with your interview today?
I am. Thank you for having me, Tina Marie. This is, truly a blessing. And before we start with my interview, I would like to ask my dear friend, mentor, Lala, to please open in prayer for us. And, with that said, I think that, the spiritual journey that you've helped me on has been a huge blessing, and you've been a pillar of strength in my life. And so I would be honored if you could open up in prayer.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I always believe that whatever we do, however we start, just calling in the light, calling in the divine to assist us to get clarity is such a beautiful thing. So I'm honored and blessed to be able to just start with a prayer. And so I just wanted to ask everyone to just sit relaxed and just really ground ourselves, allow us to be present to what is here. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Just asking you to close your eyes and place your hands on your heart. Just going to allow the love to come through. And as we send ourselves in love, in the light, and whatever's present, we come into prayer as we say, Father, Mother, God, Lord of all creation, we call ourselves forward to the light. We thank you once again for bringing us all together on this sisterhood journey, not only for ourselves, but for the community, for anyone that is joining us, for anyone that is listening. We come here with an open mind, with an open heart. We ask that you surround us, protect us, guide us with the divine light. We trust and surrender all that is present. We ask that you use us as instruments of light, of love. And if there's anything present here, any blocks, any barriers, anything that is not of love, we ask that it be lifted and returned to the nothingness that it came from. We ask that you bring us clarity, oneness, wholeness, and that we speak to all the beautiful women, all the beautiful men that are supporting us on this program. We ask that you bless us all, the world, everyone here watching us, anyone that somehow is connected with us through this video, through knowing us, through supporting us. We ask this for the highest good, with ease and grace. And so it is. We say amen.
Amen.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lala. Thank you so much. And, once again, I appreciate you and thank you for your guidance. You've been one of my, mentors on my spiritual journey. Thank you for that opening and blessing.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, so Jennifer, are you ready? So before we do get started, I just want to remind everyone who is watching that if you have any questions, please go ahead and make a comment below. We will get to those questions. We will do our best to answer them as they're popping up, but if not, we will answer them at the end of the interview. Okay, Jennifer. Woo! I see that. So Jennifer, let's go ahead and ease our way into it. So can you tell us where you were born and raised?
Where I was born and raised, actually very, very close, right here in Glendora, California. I was born and raised here. However, I think a lot of what people don't know about me is that my mom's from Guadalajara, Mexico. And so, even though I was born here and raised in this country, I have a lot of the Mexican traditions, in me because I spent all of my summers there growing up. So that's where I learned how to speak, Spanish. I learned the culture. And so anything, I think that all of my friends and family know, go tequila.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know about that.
Go tequila, because in Mexico they're drinking tequila, all the time, and I have a lot of those traditions. So, born and raised here, Glendora, California. However, my heart is in Mexico.
Oh, nice. And then you have a little bit of Italian, right?
Yes, my father's Italian, so Mexican Italian.
Ooh, great combo.
That's what people say, right? A lot of fire, a lot of spunk, a little bit of a temper once in a while, just a little.
Just a little, once in a while.
Poquito.
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
I didn't know these questions, by the way, so this is fun.
Yes, exactly. Want to get you off guard.
My upbringing, well, obviously my parents are in real estate and they're real estate investors. And so I was around real estate from, a very young age. It's my passion. It's my heart. I love it. I never thought that I was going to love it growing up because a lot of the times what you see, and what you're around is not what you want to do. And then it has to catch and you find your niche, and you find your passion. And so I have my brother, Jeff, who I think all of you guys, probably know. He is also one of my pillars of strength. We work together and we've traveled this journey together for quite a while now. So I only have one sibling. It's myself, my brother, Jeff, my parents, and I actually feel very blessed that I have my brother because for a few years, I thought that I was going to be an only child, and he's here. And so he's just one of my biggest blessings. Smart guy, and
that's really nice. It's funny that you say that because being in real estate, myself, my kids would always tell me I'm never going to do real estate because they just did not like the hours I worked. But here's my daughter is, and she's doing great at it.
Yeah, we bring them all in, and I think part of it is finding your niche as well, because so my parents are real estate investors, and I think the valuable thing that I learned growing up is really how to run a business. A lot of families might talk about, certain things regarding just various things that are going on within the family. But with mine, a lot of it was geared towards business and learning how businesses operate and learning how, like taxes work and run. So in reality, for instance, running like a real estate office, I could run a business just as effectively, because a business is a business, whether it's, real estate or, anything else. Sorry, my phone was chiming.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Which I wanted to ask you. So you did mention that Jeff, is your brother. He's in a business with you. How does that work? How do you guys complement each other?
So it works very effectively. And maybe, eventually getting into this interview a little bit, it works effectively because when you're building anything, everybody has to have their place. Everybody has to be acknowledged for their talents. And a lot of the times those talents, they don't overlap. And so my brother and I, we have an understanding for what it is that he's good at and what it is that he does. And, what it is that I'm good at and what it is that I do. And so we've built the company based on that, like a company, whether it's myself and Jeff and, having the respect for each other. It goes the same for everybody else within the organization. So everybody that's in any type of organization, we all have to have our role. We all have to be heard. We all have to, be understood. We have to be acknowledged and given our place within that organization. And so him and I run it that way, and we have that respect for each other. And I feel that not only do we have that for each other, but we have that for everybody else in the organization as well, because I can't do what he does. He can't do what I do. I can't do what other people within the organization do. And so when you work that way and you have that dynamic, everybody is heard, everybody is seen, everybody is acknowledged, then naturally everybody's uplifted as well, because they feel that energy and they feel that support. So it works very, very well. I know with a lot of people with their families, it doesn't, but actually build my business on it. The more my daughter's in it, I've got my niece in it now, my brother, and then a lot of the people that I work with, I consider them my family. I've been on a journey with them for many, many years. And just because they're not blood, they're still my family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know that your parents were doing this prior to you coming on. So why don't you tell everybody what you started off doing when you came to Champions?
They gave, that's the thing about parents and I think generational businesses, is they give you a stepping stone, to where you have the ability to create and grow. And so I always tell that to my daughters, where if it's done appropriately, each generation can do better and better. If you take a look at what it is that they did well, what it is that they did not so well, what it is that could be done better, each generation has that opportunity to do better and better. And so they were real estate investors initially. I saw a lot of, and that's actually my foundation, is real estate investing. I truly believe, that is like our foundation as, a family. However, my passion is the real estate offices, which is why Jeff and I, we've taken the real estate office started, I think, at 1,000 square feet with a handful of agents, right? And so Jeff and I have taken that now to hundreds of agents and tons of locations, because it's our passion. Mm-hmm. And it's, when you're given a gift, or when you're given tools from anybody, and from your family, from your parents, you just look at that, you utilize that, and it's a blessing. It's truly a blessing. I feel very blessed to be able to have the opportunity to have parents and a support system to help me as they have.
Right. So when you started to get into it and you wanted to take over, you already had goals in your mind where you wanted to take the business. So in doing that, how comfortable were you to delegate work that you knew that you did not want to do, or maybe somebody else could do it better? And how did you work with that?
My humbling, I want to say that word, my humbling was during the recession in 2008. And I feel like until then, things didn't really click very well for me because, regarding growing the real estate offices, regarding investing, that's a whole different ballgame. That's more like, invest and repeat, 1031 exchange and repeat. So it's a very different arena than running real estate offices, and companies. So I feel like my humbling sort of, began in 2008. And that's when I really had the drive to be better, to do more. I changed my mentality, at that time, where it used to be a system where I felt like I had to sort of control everything. I don't know, some people might call me a control freak on occasion. But, like back then, it's like I wanted to control everything. And so in 2008, when the recession hit and I was losing everything and I didn't know what to do and that panic set in, and it really humbles you. It really humbles you because when everything's being driven into the ground, you do things very differently. And at that point, that's when I became very aware of what it was that I needed to do and what I wanted to do and what my passion was. And I really dug in and I really put the work in and I became very directional at that point in time. And that's when things actually started to click, because when you're in alignment with what it is that you're feeling and doing and how you're treating other people, and when you're feeling aligned in that way, stuff just flows and it clicks and it grows and it grows. Like you when you're not focused, on that dollar, and you're focused on a mission, stuff just grows, like it burns like wildfire. So that's when it began.
I see. So at that time, did you find yourself making more connections with others in the business, or were you just strictly focused on doing what you needed to do in-house?
I found myself just loving and like having a new respect for what I did. It was a new respect. And, at the time I went through with, and I'm business partners with them to this day. I own Legacy First, escrow with them, but we went through hard times and wondering, well, what is it that we're going to do? How are we going to navigate the business now? And I think that when you have a new respect for something, and it just, I sort of like turned the ship a bit, because I developed a new respect for what it was that I was doing and what it is that I wanted to do.
Okay. And so what were the obstacles going through in your personal life that you felt were challenging that allowed you to continue to push forward? And how did you manage that? Because I know with everyday life, we all go through different things. But when we are actually going through a divorce situation, a recession, where did you find that encouragement just to keep pushing through?
Very good question. Very good question. This goes, and what I'm going to say here, this goes for all women that are going through, any type of divorce or any type of difficulty, I think, in their life, is there comes a point where we all have to reach, a point where we take responsibility for every single thing in our lives, everything. Whether it's, a divorce or anything that happens to us that we're not enjoying. And during that time, the way that I did it is I took responsibility. And I told myself, this isn't the way that I envisioned my life to go. I thought I was going to be married. I thought that, you're going to skip down that little path and everything's going to be good. And it didn't work out that way. And so I looked at my children. I realized what I had to do. I gathered, the strength. Yes, I had many, many sleepless nights, walking the halls, of my house and wondering how I'm going to make things happen. You feel very, very alone. It doesn't matter how many people you have around you. You're going through a really difficult time and you feel very alone. And it's hard. It's hard to show up every day and smile and find the strength when you're going through personal issues, when you're going through financial issues, and when everything's breaking down on you. And to find that strength to still smile to your children and to everybody else, it's a very hard thing to do. And I believe the only way that we can accomplish that, as women, is to just remember what our priorities are and what our mission is. Who is it that we're, getting up to fight for every day? Ourselves, first and foremost, because I realized at that point in time that I have to change myself, the way that I think. And the way that I did that is to assume responsibility. And so my goal was to take care of my children. And I didn't have to ask my ex-husband or anybody for anything. And that was the way that I dealt with it, because I knew that if I was trying to either get back at somebody or ask for, help or anything like that, that it was going to deter me and it was going to ruin my concentration, and my energy and what I was delivering to my kids and to everybody else. So I really just dug in at that point in time and made a decision that I'm responsible for myself. I'm responsible for how I feel. I'm responsible for what I create. I'm responsible for what I don't create or what I don't do, or, anything that's coming at me that isn't what I desire. It's the power is in my hands to change that. It's really a mental frame of mind that we have control of. And that's the powerful thing right there, is everything starts, in our minds. If you have control of that, you realize that you have control. The game changes.
Yeah. And taking responsibility, for certain things. I know in my experience, sometimes it's not a good thing to look at when you realize that you were responsible for some of the situations. And that is a difficult process. So what helped you get through that?
Being knocked on my ass. Yeah, hitting walls, being knocked down. And then it's easy. It's so easy to sit there and point fingers at people and say, well, you know what? And I'm still learning. I mean, I have a couple huge teachers that have been, massive teachers in my life with that. And like I said at the beginning of this, Lala being one of them, and Maria Vera, shout out to, her as well, being, another one where they've helped me, me look at myself. And so, that's what makes the change, is when you look at yourself and you realize, you know what, it's me. Everything comes from within. And so you've got to take a look at yourself and say, well, what is the world like? How are they perceiving me? What do they think about me? What is their experience with me? That's what changed in me over a decade ago, is I told myself, I want people to have a good experience with me. If they're with me for even an hour, I want them to leave and say, you know what, I enjoyed that hour with her. She uplifted me. It was a good experience, and so that's the thing that it's like, that's what changed me, was hitting the floor, hitting walls, realizing that, my way doesn't work. And it's happening a lot right now, Tina Marie, I think in society, where 2020 has brought that out in, I think, a lot of people, where they're having to look within. And that's what the world needs. They don't need, a bunch of political jargon and, a bunch of criticism and judgment, any of that, none of it, because that's all pushing things, outward and looking at people and like pointing the fingers, so to speak.
Yes.
I'm saying, like, what can I create? What can I do? How can I be a better individual? How can I be a better human being to everybody in this world? And if everybody did that, things would change regardless of political affiliation or anything else.
I agree. And I just want to make a note, like when you said you want that experience, for others to have that great experience when they are with you. I could tell you personally, you do that to me. Like when I go to you with questions or, guidance, you always make me feel great when I'm walking away. I feel more confident or I feel reassured. So I just want to say that you do offer that. But on the other hand, when you did talk about people criticizing you for what you do, I know that a lot of us, and speaking to others as well, it seems like when you start to climb a ladder, or you start to do better for yourselves, you do have the haters, you do have people really talking badly about you or putting false information. So I'm sure it happened to you as well. How how did you cope with that?
Initially it hurts because you're trying to be yourself and you're trying to do, the best that you can do for everybody in your life. So initially it hurts. And yes, it happens. People, they judge, they don't know you, you're misunderstood. You hear, so many things about what people say and the comments that they make and so forth. And it's true. The more that you're going to put yourself out there, people, they're either going to love you or they're going to hate you. And I realized something, and I think that realizing this was the game changer for me, is nothing that anybody does, thinks, or says about me has anything to do with me. Because unless you know me personally, unless you're close to me, unless I directly had a fight with you or something, then it's true. I mean, other than that, nothing anybody says out there is a reflection of who I am or what I'm about. I know who I am. And as long as you know who you are, what you stand for, and what you want, it's very difficult for anybody to shake you. And I wish I would have learned that in my 20s.
Right. I love that response. That's a really good response. I see Maria over there shaking her head.
Yeah.
Did you want to add to that, Maria?
Yeah, I actually have a comment to that. I can just attest to that. Yeah, when Jennifer says we've had many conversations on this topic, and she's really empowered me to help.
Maria, I'm sorry, Maria, you're echoing. Can you adjust your speaker?
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. You sure?
Perfect.
Okay. I can attest to that. She's so, what you said, Tina, is that she's just a really strong person, a very loving person, and she's very empathetic and understanding when you're going through something hard or you're going through a growth spurt in the business and in personal life. Being working for her for the last 4 years and also being really good friends, she's just really calm. She's really calm, and she's just very knowledgeable, not just in business but also as a human being. And it's just I'm blessed to be next to her and to learn and to grow. And Lala has been a huge asset to her growth, and now I'm venturing that way with her too. And it's just beautiful to see. And I just want to say that to you, Jen, publicly. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for who you've been, for the years that you've invested in, with the responsibility that you have, right? And just as a human being, it's grateful. So that's it.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Like, I really appreciate that. Especially the calm part.
And I have to agree with that. Sometimes there's so much craziness going on in the world, and you just go to Jennifer, and it's like she brings that sense of calmness to you. It's like, oh, okay, I feel good. Let's go.
As long as what, you guys, as long as we have our health, if we have our health, if our loved ones are good, everything else is okay. That's the way that we look at it. Health and our loved ones are good, everything else is okay. Because at the end of the day, and nothing, I think I talked about this yesterday in like on the live, nothing against money or people that, did it just go off?
No, we're still on.
Oh, okay. I was like, hello.
Yeah, all our ladies are still in the background supporting us.
Oh, got it. No, I mean, nothing, against money and nothing against numbers. I mean, we put our numbers out here at the office all the time. I think it's amazing. Like all of that is amazing. Money, numbers. I've had money. I've lost the money. I've, had the money. Luckily, I've been able to keep the money now. But, none of that really brings that internal happiness and joy. It's the person that we have to become in order to achieve the things that we want to achieve. So, if you want to achieve something, and I tell this to my daughters or any young women, or actually for anybody out there, if you want to achieve something, you have to ask yourself, who do I have to become in order to do that? Yeah. So there's where the beauty lies, is who do I have to become in order to be a good runner? Right now, I'm trying to run. Yeah. So I have to have a lot of conviction, a lot of faith in it's not easy for me. If you want to build a business, who do I have to become? What do I have to do? And is that who I want to be? Because if that's not who you want to be, then at the end of the day, why is it that you're building what you're building? Those are the important questions, to ask.
Yeah. And before we moved on, I know Aurelia had a question or comment. So
I had a comment actually in regard to what Jennifer and Maria said about doing the inner work. And I believe sisterhood and everything that we're about here is for those women that are ready to make that shift. Jennifer said, there has been many people in your path, but I wanted to just bring forward was when we're ready, like they say, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And I felt that you have been ready, and any other woman that's on this call, when they're ready, when they've had enough. And that's the question I always ask myself, when is enough? And when we say enough is enough, then that's when we open up our heart and our minds. When we align with people, it's not for everybody, we're not for everybody. But those sisters, those beautiful women, those men that are ready to do that inner work, that are ready to make a shift and step into the joy and into their highest possibility of their version, then that's what we're here for. And I'm just grateful for you, Jennifer, and for all the beautiful ladies here that have opened up their hearts and said, hey, we're ready. What can we do? Let's move forward with action in our community. And that's what it's about. We're taking the action.
That is beautiful, Lala. And it just, you're very right. When people are ready, the teacher appears, and that's why I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because it's taking, our work and what you've invested in me is giving me a lot of new insight on, what I can do to help more people and to be there for more people. And one thing that that you've always, which you're still reminding me, you even reminded me, I think yesterday, you're still reminding me that when we start to try to project outwards, and say, well, this isn't working out for me. This person did this to me. This individual is doing this to me. This person, they don't like me. This person, because we do that. We walk through, we look at people, we do that. You always say, Jennifer, turn it around and say, what is it that I'm doing to create this experience? What is it that I can do, to shift right now in this moment? What is it that bring it back within yourself? And that right there is a game changer, I think for people in general. What is it that I'm doing to create my own experience, because the power is in my hands?
Yeah, and I think the most important question is, what experience do I want to receive? Or heart? So if we want to step into the experience of joy or a better life, then what changes do I have to make for myself to shift my life to go that path? And
absolutely.
Yeah. And so you have chosen that, and all the beautiful women that are on this, and we're taking the action to share this. And it's just about sharing our experience so that those that are ready to make that shift can also be part of this sisterhood community and align with us.
Yes, the people that naturally, and it's ironic because when you're walking a certain path and you're doing the right thing, not only for yourself, but for everybody else, the right people, they connect, they stay, they travel the journey, and they're here. And that right there is the beautiful thing. And I always say that what's meant for me is going to be here. And what I'm meant to, do, I'm going to be called to do, and it will come to me. And so, I totally agree with you. Just it's an amazing journey. And you're right. Any women, that are ready to make that shift and to take control of their lives and to take control, of themselves and to feel, to feel great, to feel so much better and to feel great. Like, we're here to help, to lift up, to empower, in any way that we can.
Yeah. So Jennifer, the other question I wanted to ask you was, I know that you have a great portfolio of properties. So how many doors, if you don't mind sharing, do you own? And I know earlier you touched about, just repeat, but what gave you the confidence of just repeating that same system to have what you have created?
It's the same, Jeff and I haven't done much this year on just the systems at the office, the agents. We have 1031 exchanges to do. It's the same as it was, I think, when I spoke about a year ago, around 75 to 100 doors and tenants, commercial, residential, apartments. Our goal, and what I'd like to do is to my current goal and what I'm determined to do. I'm going to put it out there into the universe by the end of the year.
Put it out there.
Yeah, I want to sell a couple 8-plexes and roll that into a 30.
Awesome.
So then at that point it'll be 30 more. So that's the goal. I feel that anybody, that wants to learn how to do that, it's kind of it's a passion. I love real estate. I love looking at real estate, investigating, real estate and all of that. And we've been very fortunate during this pandemic. Jeff is the one, bless his heart, he's here every day by my side, but he's the one that's managing the systems to control, the rents and the managers and so forth. So my brother, hats off to him. He does a lot of work with that. And we're having very, very good luck with all of the tenants paying during the pandemic. Very, very fortunate. Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah. He was saying the other day that once again, another month, it's been very fortunate for us. So it's kind of, our what was that? Were you gonna?
I was gonna say somebody is asking, how do you keep a great mindset in today's market as a buyer's agent?
Okay, so I don't sell real estate anymore, and so for buyer's agents, it's hard for somebody to give advice when you're not out there pounding the pavement and doing that. Now, what I can say is I talk to all of the agents here in the office, all of my partners, and I know what it is that you guys are going through to get those offers accepted. It's very difficult because there's many, many offers. It's obviously a seller's market. And so I think the mindset that you've got to keep is to wake up every day and just be honest with yourself and your clients. So if you do that as a listing agent, a selling agent, and in any market, that's what's going to make it flow. You've got to tell, your buyers the reality of the situation. Let them know what they're up against. Give them the best advice so that they can make that offer appropriately. And if you're doing that and you're pushing that out to your clients, that's going to help your mindset, because you're not going to be worried about working with people that don't understand what it takes to get offers accepted in today's market. What you don't want to do is, we have control of our mindset. And so you want to make sure you're working with people that are aligned with you right now and that are realistic. And the ones that aren't, you have to, say goodbye, because that's going to affect your mindset if you're working with people that just don't trust and understand that you're the professional in this market and you're going to be advising them on what to do.
I agree with that. Said perfectly. Okay, so going back to your business, so in having your portfolio of properties that you have And not only are you the owner of Remax Champions, but you also have Legacy Escrow and you have your mortgage department. So when did you know it was time to start building? Okay, now you from Champions, you went to build your escrow department. Then you decide to build mortgage. When did you know it was time to start building on those?
I've always run escrow. So we've always had escrow. Norma has traveled this journey with me for years, over 15 years. And so, I've always had escrow, and I had a Department of Real Estate escrow. And the one thing, about one of my business partners, shout out to Jeanette and Christian Fuentes. Love you guys. The one thing about them is we've always been able to sift through ideas and push a little bit harder to accomplish things, And so when the opportunity for a DBO escrow, like when that came about, I started to think about it and realize, you know what, I've got to switch this up a little bit, open it up to outside escrows, refinances. And so we sat down and we, devised a plan and we executed that plan. And at the time, was it a little bit different? Was it a little bit, scary? Yes. None of us knew how to operate a DBO escrow. And did I have people, even in the industry? The amazing thing is this, and this is something for people to listen to, because when people tell you not to do it or watch out for that, or you're going to be sorry and that's not for you, you're just asking for more expenses, for more trouble, for more issues, with the state of California. I had so many people, even in the industry telling me that. And I thought, well, wait a minute. No, if other people are doing this, come on, it can't be all that bad. Like, I'm going to do this. We're just going to get it done and figure it out. And so, we did. It's the best move that I ever made. It's the best thing that I ever did, because it opened the doors to a lot of things. And quite frankly, I'd prefer to, deal with the state of California on an annual audit that is scheduled, rather than deal with the Department of Real Estate walking through my doors and spreading everything out on the table. It's a good, for me, it's a great feeling. I'm like, okay, Department of Real Estate, here's the file, but you don't have, you don't have any right to my escrow files. Have a good day.
Well, good for you. That's a really good mindset to have. So Jennifer, wow, you have so much going on. You created such a great legacy. So where do you have time for your personal life? How does that affect your dating? Share that with us.
Prior to COVID, I used to enjoy packing up the bags, and traveling and going places. And so, now actually we're planning a trip, with the group for December to start traveling again. You find the time. The more that you do, the more you can do. If you're doing what you love, you have the energy to do it. So my work isn't work. Do I get tired? Yeah, I get tired. Do I get a lot of calls and problems someday? Absolutely. Do I hit the ignore button some of the time? Yes, I do.
The truth comes out.
Yes. Do I hit that ignore? Yes, I do. But, things aren't going to fall apart. They'll be okay. If it's Sunday and somebody is, calling about an escrow problem and escrow is not even open, I'm sure it'll be okay until Monday. So you just find your boundaries, you set your standards, and you take the time. With my daughters, we actually schedule things. They're 20 and 22 now. And so we schedule dinner dates. We schedule time, that we're going to spend together. Like, we're going to go, have dinner together next week. And we actually put it on the calendar, because if you don't do that, sometimes even with your loved ones, you don't spend the time. And honestly, as moms, I think a lot of the time we can sit there next to our kids all day long, right? Like, we're sitting there and we're in the same vicinity of them. But how much are we really paying attention to them? Are we really engaging and listening to them and paying attention to them? So it doesn't matter. You could be in the same room with somebody or the same house for days on end. But if you're not giving them that dedicated attention, 1 hour, 2 hours of dedicated attention is much better than being with them for, a couple days and not giving them any time at all. So I schedule things. I schedule things and I make things a priority. I make my loved ones a priority, I make my family a priority. I make myself a priority. You know, if I'm going to get my nails done, I'm not going to be answering anybody. I'm going to take care of myself so that I can take care of everybody. And I do, you know, you have to do that.
You have to take care of yourself before you can others.
First.
Mm-hmm. I think that's something that we all struggle with because we are so used to helping others and giving. We sometimes lack taking care of ourselves.
Oh, especially as moms. Especially as moms, you know, it's very, and I, you know, I learned that years into, you know, having children. And I wish I would have learned that a lot earlier on, because believe me, you know, at this point, if I ask my 20-year-old, hey, do you remember the day that I like stayed up all night, you know, baking cupcakes for you? No, they don't care. They don't remember that.
Right. But they will remember when we yelled at them.
Exactly. You know, I should have slept in on all those bake nights, but I'm just kidding. I always want to contribute, but you know what I mean, you know, like to make the time for ourselves.
Right. So Jennifer, with all those women that are looking at this and realizing that you have created so much and they feel, wow, she has all that, so that's why she's able to create. What would you tell them? What would you suggest that they do?
For all of the women and for everybody out there in general, you have to find your passion in life. You have to find what you love to do, because if you're not doing what you love to do, you're never going to do good at it. You can't chase a career or you can't chase money because it's never going to come to you. But if you do the things that you love to do, you'll naturally find, and you'll put yourself, you know, in front of people and around people that are going to help you achieve that. So what I would tell, you know, all of the, like everybody out there, is to once again, to know yourself and to know what you want, to know where you want to be, and then to begin there, to find your passion, no matter what it is. I tell that to my kids all the time. Do you want to be, you know, a teacher? Do you want to be an artist? What do you want to do? You know, because at the end, that's the important thing. So to, you know, all the youth and to everybody out there, find your passion, find what you love. And that's where you need to focus your energy on, you know, is what you love to do. Because anything else, you're just settling in life. Mm-hmm. And, you know, at the end of this journey, at the end of, you know, this existence here on earth, if you're working every day and you're just, you know, putting in the hours and time and you don't love what you do and you're not around the people that, you know, you love to be around, and you're not investing that time in yourself and your loved ones, you know, we're all going to be gone from here, and none of that, we're not going to take anything with us. You know, at the end, we all go and we're not taking any of this with us. Mm-hmm. So what do we take with us? You know, our experiences, our memories, the people that we invest in, you know, what we're around, the legacy that we leave. Like I want to, when I'm gone from the face of this earth, I want my children to say, you know what, my mother did the best that she could. She was there for us. And you know what, this is her legacy. All of these memories, the things that, you know, I created with them, the time that I spent with them, the time that I spent with the people that I care about. So you do what you love, the money's going to come.
Awesome. Beautifully said. Well said. One last thing, if you were to be able to talk to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
Ooh, wow. You know, what I would tell myself is this, is I'm learning to be more conscious the older that I get, which is why I think I'm talking lately a lot about conscious kindness, you know, conscious business, just being more conscious. And what I would tell my younger self, and what I think that people should realize, you know, especially this can go in personal life, absolutely, but especially for people trying to build and create businesses and build and create wealth, or build something, you know, like an organization, that there's such a thing as being kind, you know, loving and giving. So you want to be kind, you want to be loving, and you want to be giving, right? But at the same time, when you know that somebody is not aligned with you, when you know that they're just not doing their part, it's not working out, to say, thank you very much for the time and, for the journey. And we're going to go our separate ways now. And I would do that a lot quicker than I have, because I've done that. Don't get me wrong. When you're in business, or when you have a lot, happening with multiple companies, not everybody's going to stay. And that's part of it. That's part of, a journey. Not everybody's going to stay, and that's okay. That means that was their season with you, and you send them blessings, and likewise, and you move on. But I would recognize that a lot quicker. And so time is everything. Time is everything, people. Like, we don't know if we have tomorrow. And that's what I would tell my younger self and to the youth is, don't waste time. Don't waste time on nonsense, on anything negative, on being angry, on criticizing, on judgment. Don't waste any time. Don't waste time with people that that you're not aligned with. Move on. There's so many people in the world that you are aligned with, that are there. And it's hard to do, especially for us women. It's sometimes it's hard to say that goodbye and say la vie. You want to hold on to that ring, and you're like holding on, and like, cut it.
Adios, bye.
Adios. Que les vaya bien.
So,
and then one more thing. There's another thing that I'm going to say with that, because there's also a flip side to that. You have to fight. You have to fight for the people that you care about and love. You have to fight for them, and you have to show them that you're there and that you care.
Yeah.
Because if you don't express yourself and you don't fight for the people that you care about, they're not going to know it. They're not going to know.
Well said, because a lot of people are going through those different situations right now.
Yes. Absolutely.
So what else is to be expected from JP?
Well, I love what I do, and it's funny because Norma, my escrow manager, and I were like, okay, let's do like 5 more years. Let's do 10 more years. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to be in the game for at least like another 20. So I'm just getting started. I love what I do.
Nice.
God willing, health willing. And, if my higher power gives me that health and opportunity, I'm in the game for a long time. And so, because this isn't work to me, I love what I do. And so let's just create some more, let's create some more, and let's do more. Do more for other people,
Yes, right.
That's where it's at.
We were actually talking about that yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had pizza for dinner.
We had a veggie deep dish pizza. It was amazing.
Wait. I don't think the rest of us were invited.
That was Jennifer's doing. She said, I only have an hour being in here. Let's go.
I'm hungry.
No, but we were actually talking about that, the extension of what she's doing here today, and just really opening it up some more. Yeah. Right? There's just so much opportunity, so much we can create as women, as business owners, and it's really endless. It just like Jennifer said, it just boils down to your passion, what you want to leave behind, who you are, what you stand for, and find the people that beat the same drum as you do.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking last night. And I want to bring, like, as far as RE/MAX champions and the champions, community and the agents here, I want to bring more tools in for them. We have a lot of plans on things that we're going to be bringing in, things that we're going to, offer, and just doing things a little differently. It's about providing that value, not only to the champions community, but, through this platform, women in general, people in general, and just taking a different approach, I feel, to business, being more conscious with it, and being more open with it.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We have, like I said, God willing, we have a lot of time.
We do. A lot can be created. Just want to let you know somebody put be impactful with our presence. They were commenting on what you had said. And somebody else said, we love you, Jennifer.
Oh, thank you. I love you too.
Yeah, so some good feedback here. So, Jennifer, I want to thank you so much. You've been wonderful. I'm glad that you were able to come on here and share your story openly. I think that you will impact and you will inspire me out there. So, thank you so much for that. I don't know if you ladies want to share anything, you know. If you
Look at
do,
how beautiful they look in purple.
I know they're all just there with their beautiful smile.
Look at how beautiful they look.
I just want to say something to Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer, so much for sharing your story. I learned so much about you today, even though I work with you and we spend a lot of time together. Today, I learned a little bit more about you, and just thank you for being the woman that you are, the broker that you are, and the leader that you are here for me in particular. And my experience of you is just love. And I honor you for that. I'm grateful just to be here in this environment. Thank you.
That means the world, Lala. Thank you. You know, I appreciate you saying that. I truly, with all of my heart, just want the best for everybody, for all of us. You know, and I'm honored to walk this path with all of you and just with everybody. Like, I feel so many great things, you know, that are happening, and just a lot of blessings, you know. So thank you to all of you. This has been, you know, a great group so far, and I think that, you know, we just need to realize through our failures, through falling, through hitting those walls, having the right hands and the right people by your side, having your tribe by your side, it makes all of the difference in the world. Having those pillars of strength, you know, by your side makes all of the difference in the world. And I'm grateful. I live in gratitude every day. I do.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. You have to have the right people in your circle.
Yes, you do. They should, you know, uplift you, want to see you doing good, encouraging you, you know, helping you be your best self, and just caring no matter what. You know, those are the people. And art, like I said, I just feel 2020's, I feel it, like, even within the community, where it's kind of woke up, I think, a lot of people, where we're realizing what's truly important, you know, in life. And that's what the world needs. A lot less judgment and a lot more love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to add something. Tina Marie, thank you so much for putting this together. Really do appreciate it. I know ladies and I appreciate you so much. Jennifer, thank you for being so open and sharing your story. Like I told you before in private, I see a lot of things in you. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all you ladies. I think that just sharing our stories. Thank you, Tina Marie, for putting this together. Thank you, Lala. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say something to Tina Marie. You know, I've had a few ladies ask about Sisterhood Empowerment, and I don't know if the universe is just bringing them forward or what, you know, but that have really powerful stories. There's a lot of things that we're discussing as a group, and there's so much more to come from us. And again, I just want to extend an invitation to anyone who's watching. If you feel called to be a part of this, or you want to contribute in any way, we welcome you with an open heart. And just thank you for watching and tuning in. It means more than you know.
Yes. Yeah, we actually do have a few special guests that are in the works. We're just working out the final details, but I think many of you will be inspired with hearing their stories as well. So, yeah, like you said, everybody's welcome. We just want to be able to impact and help as many people as we possibly can.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer, you're so inspiring. Like the other girl said, you know, we learned so much from you today. I admire you so much for how far you came, how much you've done. you're definitely a role model to follow. Thank you so much for sharing your story and being so transparent. And thank you, Tina, for having us all together again. And every day we learn more and more from each other.
Yes, we do. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Beautiful. And, you know, like I said, Tina, thank you for Tina Marie. Thank you for having me on. You know, thank you to all of you guys. You know, it's just been a beautiful journey so far, and I can't wait to see, you know, the future. And anybody out there that needs guidance, reach out. We're here. I'm here. You know, and I'm appreciative of everybody that tuned in and everybody that's participating in this. You know, it's a blessing and it means a lot.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Well, thank you everyone who has tuned in to watch this. Please remember to follow us on Red Couch on Facebook for more information and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tina Marie Moreno. Once again, we will be providing updated information all the time on there. Maria is very helpful with helping get the information out. So Maria, thank you very much.
Yes.
And with that said, in 2 weeks, Maria Vera will be sharing her story. So
Hey.
you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
You got this.
Lala, I didn't need 2 sessions with you.
So thank you very much. I hope that you continue to follow us, continue to support us, and we look forward to having you join us in a couple of weeks. All the details will be posted. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.